Previously, on Star Wars Dark Forces Remaster walkthrough, our hero was kidnapped by a talking pile of custard. And if there's one thing Kyle Katarn hates, it's custard. Welcome to Mission 10, another fantastic mission, playing on easy for the sake of creating a smooth walkthrough. If you do play this on a harder difficulty, you will notice there is more enemies and some of the items might be different. Speaking of items, we don't have any, because that's what happens when you get taken prisoner. That Kell dragon just hit its head on the door frame. That should count as a hit, shouldn't it? We gotta punch this thing to death because we don't have any of our weapons or anything. Takes 14 hits, and I'm cringing right now because I've been playing back through all of the missions on hard and recording them and have come up with much better strategies for a lot of different things, including fighting this Kell dragon. But anyway, the basic strategy is you gotta run in circles around it, and you'll see we are actually getting behind it. At first it might seem like it's always facing you, but it does have a turning radius, and so if you manage to get behind it, it takes it some time to actually turn back around and face you. It attacks straight ahead, so you want to stay beside it and behind it as much as possible, and when you're behind it, facing the tail side, it's a good opportunity to get 2 or 3 hits in. Poor little guy. It's not his fault. He's just underfed and mistreated. This big door opens once you have downed the Kell dragon, and you can head over in this direction. You can get a few thermal detonators from this guy, but we're mostly going to knock him out so that he can't attack us. That door straight ahead of us there is locked, so we need to head back in this direction and pull a switch. And this raises up a staircase, question mark, that we need to get up to where the key is. These platforms along the side here are recessed in the ground at the start, but pulling that switch, and the ones on this side too. Now, there's the key. If you're playing this on hard, there are more Kell dragons in this area, and when they get close to those platforms, it resets them. They go back down into the ground. It's really, really annoying. But we don't have to deal with that right now. But if you're ever playing on hard and you're wondering why the switch keeps resetting on you, that's why it's happening. Coming through this way, I'm finishing this guy off with punches because I want to save some thermal detonators to deal with these grands over here. I missed one. Alright. So that was messier than it could have been. I've only got one left. Oh, well, I got a few more. This is secret number 1. There is a grand in there, so we're going to deal with him. Secret 1 of a grand total of 9 in this mission. There's a switch over here we need in order to progress. Did I mention we're on Jabba the Hutt's ship and that's kind of awesome? No, I'm not cheating. That mine didn't hurt me because I have a shield supercharge. And in through here is all your gear, so finally we can play this as it's meant to be played. It was fun for a while to be restricted, but now it's time to blast some fools. But we really don't need to take these guys out. You can just progress over this way. And watch out for mines. There's lots of mines in this mission. I'll try to point out where they all are, but this is another good use of the concussion rifle, is taking out the mines. Switch over here lets us progress. There's going to be more Trandoshans with concussion rifles. Lots more opportunities to use explosives. So this is just a perfect follow-up to the previous mission in Nar Shaddaa, in my opinion. There are 2 doors here. The one on the left that was guarded by those mines is the first one we want to go through. When you open the 3rd door in this hallway, some panels open up in the walls that have some health, if you need it. And on hard difficulty, there is a mine on the other side of every single one of those doors. So the way to deal with that is to place your own mine. Here's the red key, by the way. You place your own mine on your side of the door using the timed setting, so the primary setting, then run out of range, and when it goes off, it'll trigger the mine on the other side of the door. If you just try to open the door and run away from the mine that's already there, you won't get away fast enough. Speaking of mines, there aren't any there. I thought there was. My mistake. But there's a whole bunch of enemies in here, so we're gonna throw some presents in the room. Like I said, lots of great opportunities to use explosives, to use the concussion rifle. It's worth learning the different sounds the enemies make, especially the Trandoshans, because then, you know, it's really good to know when they're dead as opposed to just getting damaged. And all enemies have a damage sound and a kill sound. Lobbing some more mortars up in there, because there's a bunch of grands in this area. They like to put grands up above you who like to throw thermal detonators down, and that gets really, really dangerous at times. Yeah, there he is. Alright, so up through here is the way forward, but also the way to access a couple of secrets. Well, one secret anyway. As soon as you pull that switch, this opens up in the wall. This is secret number 2. Now you can see over where that 1-up is, there's another life up there, and a gran. Why won't you die? Okay. Now this is another case, I mentioned one previously, of reading an old walkthrough where they said you could just raise the bridge up again and jump to this, but I couldn't make that work. So I had to stand on a mine and let it blast me up there, which is actually pretty easy once you learn how to do it. Just stand on the mine, hold forward and run, and you'll enter the secret as soon as it blasts you straight up. By the way, this is secret number 4 here. The area across the room there where we blasted ourselves into was secret 3. That cubby there was secret 4, and now we're on the other side of this bridge. So this is actually the path forward. And there's not much going on here on this level of difficulty. Just come up this way. There's some Grans here that are already dead because we mortared them earlier. Now you just gotta run and jump across here to progress forward. Now, if this was your ship, and you decided you needed to lock this door, where would you keep the key? Perhaps in the sewers beneath this room? I mean, why the heck not, right? Here it is, yellow key. And then just use this switch to lower this elevator and get back up. Go figure. I don't know. Maybe they dropped it down the garbage disposal by accident. I don't know. Anyway, that's how you get through here. This oh so difficult puzzle of a room. Now, this is just standard shooty shoot stuff here, but there's something really strange about this spiral staircase. Go back and watch the wall on the left, just as I'm getting to the top of the staircase. Mine here, watch out for that. And after you've done that, go to the comments and tell me if I'm crazy, or if the hallway at the top of the staircase goes right through what was empty space inside the staircase. Or another way of saying it is, the staircase and the hallway both occupy some of the same space, but there's no sign of them intersecting. Go back to where I'm about halfway up that staircase and slow it down to 0.25 speed and watch the wall on the left, and you'll see what I'm talking about. There's not too much to commentate on here. We're kind of moving from point A to point B through some hallways and rooms just to get where we're going. And there's not a lot of secrets or much. Why are these guys running away? The enemy AI is sometimes kind of strange. I guess it was kind of something strange going on with the enemy AI right there. But like I said, there's not really a ton going on here. This is a very long mission. We're coming up to about halfway through it. So I guess this is a good time to talk about this game overall and how it still holds up more than, well, geez, almost 30 years after its initial release in 1995. Now, that's talking about the general design, the levels, and general gameplay. Obviously, the controls back in the old days were horrendous. It took some time to refine kind of standard control schemes. Like, you couldn't just use the mouse to look up and down in the original Dark Forces. So I hear. I have never actually played the old school Dark Forces. My first game in this series was Dark Forces 2. There's some health over in this corner if you're running low, and then our next secret, that's secret number 5, is right over here. This fresco of Jabba opens up. Now, to the left of Jabba there, was that, like, our left, Jabba's right, was that Boba Fett? Is he just in Jabba's throne room so much that he got immortalized in the fresco, or did he just happen to be there on picture day? This next part of the level is some sort of cantina, restaurant, tavern, lots of enemies in here, and a few secrets and things you need to get. So I will return to doing my commentary while I very ineffectively deal with all of these enemies. But there are a bunch of enemies hiding around a lot of different corners, so I'm trying to take them out with the concussion rifle. In here is our next secret, number 6. Just open this panel up, and there's a few blaster rifles in here for some reason. So if you've run out of your blaster rifle ammo, you can stock up there. And then through this opening that I'm tossing thermal detonators through is one of our objectives for this mission. They stole our nava card. So we're going to get it back. And it's in here, guarded by nobody. Even on hard difficulty, there's no enemies in this room. It's very strange. So, lots of different sort of little rooms and areas in this place. It can be a little confusing at first. The exit is over this way, and I'm just double checking that there's no more enemies who are going to shoot me in the back. So a lot of them have explosives and concussion rifles and the like, but this door is our way out. There's a guy ready to hurl thermal detonators at us through there. And in this room, if you jump across... Oh, weird bounce from a thermal detonator there. Sometimes the physics of those bounces are sometimes questionable. That's how you know this is a very faithful recreation. Keeps the bounce jank from the original. Some shields hidden back there. That's not a secret, just an area to find some shields. We're coming into another area with some enemies and another Kell dragon. Of course, we have better weapons to deal with it this time, though. While we're doing that, I'll just get back to what I was saying before. My first game in this series was Dark Forces 2 Jedi Knight, which came out in '97. Of course, I played it in... Well, it was after 2000, I know that. And I'm pretty sure that Jedi Knight 2, which I guess would be Dark Forces 3, was out. And that came out in 2002, and then Jedi Academy came out 18 months later in 2003. This is your next secret in here. The door is already open because that guy opened it. But yeah, 4 games in 8 years, and they were all fantastic. And it's very much a shame that Disney abandoned this lore and went in a different direction. Much as I enjoyed the Andor series and Rogue One the movie, this game has made me yearn for the old school Star Wars lore, and it would be great if they remastered those other games. Okay, this is the beginning of the level. We just raised up the floor of the pit we were tossed in. This suspicious looking wall holds another secret. If you pull this lever here, that opens up. Not a ton in here, but you have to go in there to get your 8th secret, which leaves just one left and one of the more hidden secrets of the game. Another fairly linear path here, just don't fall down into the pit or you'll wind up back at the beginning of the game. I'm not sure if there's a quick way to get back up. I've never tried it myself. But these are all the spectators who were waiting to watch you get eaten by that Kell dragon, I suppose. Their fate is deserved. So we got our stuff back, we got the Nava card back, now we just need to rescue Jan and get our ship and get the heck off of Jabba's ship. You know, it's really too bad that the Kyle Katarn lore conflicts with the Andor lore, because it really was a good show. Seems like it was made by people who really love Star Wars. I liked the Boba Fett show too, although it did have some stupid silliness in it. But if they could bring Kyle and Jan in as characters in one of these shows, I mean, that would be amazing. However, I don't think they exist anymore in the new canon. Alright, we are very close to the end. Watch out for that mine over there. You want to cross on that ledge, although if you do fall into this pit, there is a switch to raise the floor up. The path forward is through the second opening there, but I'm actually going to walk and jump and land on this wall. And then I'm going to turn around and fall into this pit backwards, because there's a switch on the wall that I'm supposed to hit to open a secret, but I missed it. And in fact, I have not ever gotten that switch on the first try as I've fallen down. So now, what I'm doing is lining myself up to do another mine jump. I'm pretty sure this is your only option if you miss the switch on the way down, but thankfully the mines blast you pretty much straight up, so if your view is angled up about 45 degrees and you're facing that wall that the switch is on, you should have no trouble hitting the switch at the peak of your jump. Although it's not really a jump, I don't jump at all. I learned my lesson. If you just stand on the mine, it'll blast you up as high as you need to go. Just dealing with some Gamorreans that are down in the pit here. Oh, there's a whole bunch of them over there. Now, behind me here is a doorway that opened up because we hit that switch, and this is the final secret. I don't know what this is, Jabba's secret hot tub or something, and it's got one of these creatures in it. There's literally nothing in here. You can't even steal that goblet. It's just... I don't know. It's a very random secret, but that's what gets you your 100% secrets. There's an elevator over here. that takes you back up. If you're not secret hunting, there's no reason to go down there at all. You just jump across to this side. The second door from the left is where Jan is being held prisoner. So I'm just opening these other doors to show you there's some supplies, some enemies. I don't know what those dudes are doing just standing in there. Anyway, all you really need to do is open this door and rescue Jan, and then your mission's done. Your ship... No time for hugs. That's right. We can hug later. We can hug the whole trip back to wherever we're going. Also, we somehow got our ship free from those grabby arms. That's Mission 10, Jabba's ship. Hope it was entertaining and helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Before you go, why not check out some of the other entertaining and enriching gaming content we have here at the Triple S League, like Maximum News, our weekly gaming news podcast hosted by Max Darrett. You'll also find comedy, reviews, and lore videos, and the description has links to our other channels, like Scenometry, where I humorously overthink TV and movies.